So, what if? We're clearly only talking about Marvel's What If. Also, I'm back. I'm not dead yet. This should... that was a bad idea. This should post after my return video posts. But yeah, we're going to be talking about Marvel's What If. I'm going to be standing up and walking around because I discuss better that way. But, so Marvel Studios What If came out. And What If is a really interesting concept in itself. Like, what if the Axis powers won World War II? Or, what if my parents weren't abusive? You never know. For clarification, that's a joke. But anyways, so What If came out, and wasn't bad. I mean, wasn't Thor 3 levels of bad, or 2, whichever one the Dark World was. But it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. It missed the mark on almost every episode, at least for me. And part of it's because of my fault. I mean, I kind of set myself up for a lot of disappointment. Because someone said, I can't remember who, but someone said it's going to either be almost as important or have almost as big implications as Loki did. Now, if it's the latter, then I'm judging it too harshly. But if it's the first one, then I'm not judging it harshly enough, at least, I think. So, yeah, What If came out. And when I first heard of it, I was extremely excited. It's like, oh my god, it's What If. It's going to be animated. They can go crazy. They can do whatever they want. I mean, you can have some cool shit in here. And they kind of settled for... I don't know if this is like kind of a jarring camera position. But if I don't have it up there, I have to clean all of my room, which is a mess. Because, this is my first day off. I have overtime tomorrow, so... Yay. But, where was I? Oh, yes. I forgot where I was, but we're just going to pick a point and go with it. But they could have done a lot of cool stuff. And where it fell short for me was... I feel like the creators really limited themselves. They didn't want to stray too far from the known formula. Every Marvel movie has that formula. It's it's superhero movies, the formula, good guy, mentor dies, it looks like the heroes aren't going to be heroes, and they come together with power of friendship and they beat the bad guy in the end. That's superheroes, ta-da, hooray. But, they didn't really want to stray too far from that formula, which is why, even in the episodes where they had these dark and kind of abrupt endings, episodes 4 and 5, or what, 5 and 6? The zombies and the Doctor Strange one. They had these really kind of dark endings. But the one was completely undone in favor of having Eggplant Cumberbund show up in the final episode. And the other one was just a stupid cliffhanger, which made no sense, but we'll get to that. We will get to zombies. I did not like zombies. That's my least favorite. But we'll go in order of appearance. With the first one being, what if Peggy Carter took the super soldier serum? Interesting concept. Now, for me, when I saw the trailer for it, right? You had Steve Rogers in a Hydra Stomper, not Hydra, not stomping water. Hydra Stomper, which completely changes that timeline. If Howard Stark made a prototype Iron Man suit before Tony was even born, and Tony still grew up to be the arrogant prick that he was, with the Iron Man technology was still powered by the Tesseract, but he still had created the arc reactor, would there be Iron Man suits being sold across the world? Would terrorists have Iron Man suits? That's a cool what if in itself. But I don't know. Alright, the episode wasn't bad. Out of a 10, I'd give it a 6, 7 out of 10. It was a very fun episode, but the biggest problem for me was with Peggy Carter. It wasn't because Peggy Carter was the super soldier. That was interesting. That was the whole point. That was the whole point of the episode. I thought that was really interesting. But the problem I had with Peggy was that morally, she's not really different from Steve. The only real difference she is from Steve is that she's British and she's gender swapped. So, I don't know. I don't know, it just made me wanna, I wanted more from it. I wanted to see Peggy, I wanted to see how, not only would the United States react to now Britain basically having their own super soldier, and yes, Britain was an ally, but it's the United States. We want everything. It's just take a look at the good old US of A, and you'll see how that could have been a problem for us. But no, there were no implications with who would get the rights to who would get the rights to use a super soldier, and I don't know, it just kind of fell flat. It's not only that, but then the biggest problem, putting aside Peggy not really being different from Steve, just gonna push that out of frame here, was Red Skull. Now, Red Skull, first Avenger, Tesseract power, rah. Red Skull in this one just had a tentacle porn fetish and wanted to summon a Kraken to probably do exactly what you'd think to him. There was no explanation. It was just kind of like, my champion is an octopus. I'm going to use that to go and, I don't know, splash around Britain or something. It's going to win Hydra the war. I don't know. All in all, the episode was weak, because not only did we got to the scene where they're going to attack the train, where eagles dance, right? Like, alright, who's going to become the super soldier? Who's going to fall off the train? Who is going to be... I'm out of the center of the shot for this, but I don't really care. I'm kind of walking around here. But who's going to be the super soldier? Oh my god, it's going to be Steve. Hydra is going to get the Hydra Stomper, and they're going to turn Steve evil. It's going to that's really going to be cool. I kind of thought that was going to happen. It's kind of psyching myself up for it. To the point where when Steve, in the Hydra Stomper, oh no, Steve is dead. Oh no, he's totally not dead. We all know that. But, and then when they go and they try to get the Red Skull in the castle or wherever it was, Steve's just there with the Hydra Stomper, and that's it. So then that kind of creates a whole other what if in itself of in this universe, how did Tony Stark's parents die? Because if Bucky wasn't the Winter Soldier and Steve didn't become the Winter Soldier, there was no need for this Winter Soldier program. Yeah, they could have just hired some random assassin. Oh my god, what if Black Widow was the... But then again, I'm getting a whole other what if here. But no, for me, it just felt really short. Because the pacing was also kind of a problem for me. The pacing of this video is all over the place. We're already 7 minutes in, and I haven't really hit all the story beats I want to hit yet. But I don't have a script. I don't have time. And I'm going to have to upload this because I only really have time for one take. I've got a shit ton of shit I got to do done today. But yeah, so anyways. Episode 1, if Peggy Carter became a super soldier. Because that's when she, ended up exactly, where it was alright. I mean... it had more problems than it did answers to the problems that I just couldn't really enjoy it. And I really tried to. Episode 2, when T'Challa became Star-Lord, was first one of Chadwick Boseman's last performances as Star-Lord. Which was kind of touching there. Not kind of, it was pretty touching. Pretty emotional episode, because I really loved Black Panther as a character. I thought that he was extremely cool. But, yeah, it's kind of sad to see him go. But the episode itself, the whole what if kind of, I don't know where that came from. They kind of explained in the episode with, I was going to go, they're looking for Peter Quill, and instead they went to Wakanda. But, I don't know, it just didn't really work for me, that pitch, but... Let's ignore that, because it's still a what if, alright? It's crazy shit. It's what I wanted to see, and I'm kind of being picky about it now. So, what if T'Challa became Star-Lord, right? It was a fun episode. It didn't really make too much sense, but it was alright. So, the basis of the episode was, alright, so T'Challa is a really good guy. He's talking everybody out of being bad guys. One of those bad guys he talked out of was fucking Thanos. Apparently Thanos used to have, alright, we're gonna sit down. I'm not gonna sit down out of frame, you can't see that. I'm gonna sit down, we're gonna have a talk, Thanos, alright? You're a naughty, naughty boy. No genocide for you. But it's not genocide, it's random. No, okay, fine. I'm gonna join the Ravagers now. Look at that, Thanos is a Ravager. What? His lifelong goal was to get the Infinity Stones and bring balance to the universe. And you're just telling me that Star-Lord just kind of showed up and was like, oh, I actually have Star-Lord. Ooh, look at that. This is Star-Lord right here. Ooh, look at that. It showed up like, hey, don't do that. That's bad. I don't know. It just didn't. It was kind of supposed to be like a joke. I guess what if crazy shit happens and who knows, maybe this universe's Thanos wasn't, maybe his goal wasn't to collect Infinity Stones. Maybe it was, but maybe he wasn't as heartfelt about it as he was. Which is fine, I guess, but, whew. But, what I thought could have been a better what if, because so they end up going to go and like, alright, so the Collector has a thing called the Seeds of Genesis, where you can take it, go to Tatooine, alright? Which also, by the way, there are multiple references to Star Wars and What If, which really gets my hopes up for a Star Wars Marvel crossover, because holy shit, that would be something. Because there is literally a scene in the Ultron episode, where they go to Mustafar for a split second, but it's very clearly Mustafar. You cannot tell me it's not Mustafar. There's an X-Wing in the Collector's Collection in the T'Challa episode. Star Wars and Marvel might get a crossover someday, and that just keeps my hopes up. But anyways, so they're gonna go to the Collector's place and steal the Seeds of Genesis. Nebula has hair and daddy issues, but that kind of goes with being a cyborg. Don't know where Gamora was, that brings me to the other part. There's supposed to be an episode where, what if Tony went to Sakaar? And that's where Gamora was supposed to show up? I don't know. Because all of a sudden, in the last episode, the season finale, they bring in Gamora out of nowhere, and it's like, okay, are we gonna get that episode? Nah, that's in season 2. We had to delay it. Could you have done, could you have just waited to put the zombies? Well, because the zombies showed up in the final episode too, but the zombies one. I hate the zombies. I don't want to talk about the zombies, but I also want to talk about the zombies one. We're kind of speed running to get the zombies, because that's where I had the most problem. So, they go, and it's a trap. Nebula sold them out. Nebula betrayed them. Oh no. It's the end of the fucking world. And then it's actually a reverse trap, because Star-Lord actually was gonna go and fight the Collector, because he's a good guy, and the Collector looks like he's gonna win, and then his assistant shoots him in the back and releases everybody, and they go and beat the Collector to death off screen, which, by the way, I would have loved to see. But, alright. Get the Siege of Genesis, or did they put the only one? I don't remember. Alright. The episode's fuzzy to me. I rewatched it a little bit ago. I'm pretty sure they still had some left. They went back to Wakanda, T'Challa came home, and then it ended up kind of on a cliffhanger where Ego came to Star-Lord, Peter Quill, working at a Dairy Queen, or not Dairy Queen because they couldn't get the license for that apparently. And I gotta pause it. But yeah, so it ended with Ego coming to Earth and seeing Star-Lord while a flock of seagulls Space Age love song played, which is an amazing song. Overall, it was a pretty fun episode. I give it a 7, 8 out of 10. It was a fun watch, but where was Gamora? Was that explained? Well, no, I guess never. That I can answer that question myself, because he never went on his genocidal conquest and never went over to her world and killed off his population, so he never got her. Where did Nebula come from? I don't know. I don't remember First Guardians of the Galaxy all that well. But yeah, overall, it was an alright episode. For me, the reason why I just didn't I enjoyed it, but at the same time, the pitch was weird. But overall, it was fun. It was a fun episode. Episode 3 is the episode I keep forgetting exists. That's to tell you how good it is. It was supposed to be this kind of whodunit. Oh no, the Avengers are being murdered before they can be Avengers. It's what if Earth lost its mightiest heroes? And the premise for this episode is all the people on the roster to become the Avengers, on the Avengers Initiative, are being murdered. Tony Stark is murdered, Hulk is murdered, Black Widow's murdered, Hawkeye's murdered, and Hawkeye accidentally murders Thor, which brings in the Asgardians. Like, hey, yo, what the fuck? You killed Thor. How did you kill Thor? We're not gonna, but whatever. So they're like, oh shit. Alright, so Loki's gonna freeze the world over if they don't find out who killed Thor, right? He's got the Freezy cube that he used in one movie and then never used again. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna freeze you if you don't find out who killed Thor. Well, turns out that Hank Pym killed the Avengers because Hope died on a mission. It had the same problem that episode 1 had, where the villain's goals were ill-defined and not really given enough attention to kind of flourish. What I feel like could have benefited from is like maybe if they went through and like, yeah, so originally there was like this, like, what if 2012 Avengers, they had Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne showed up, and Hope was killed there. And what if the fame kind of corrupted the Avengers? What if Tony was still kind of in his Playboy days, the world revolves around me. I am Iron Man, everyone loves me, I'm Iron Man. And what if Tony basically downplayed the events and wasn't really respectful for anything, neither were anyone on S.H.I.E.L.D.? I thought those should be very interesting concepts, and then kind of give Hank Pym a motive, right? The Avengers, or at least the majority of them, are not being, they didn't respect his or his daughter's sacrifice. They don't really give a shit. They're just making money off of it because they're the Avengers. And that's why he kills them. That would have been pretty okay. Because you've got a motive. With a motive, you have a reason for Hank Pym to be obsessed with killing, or at least a well-established one. If they just well-established that Hope had died instead of like a mysterious kind of, later... The final fight scene was hilarious, because what happens is, so Hank Pym meets Nick Fury in the graveyard, and he's like, yeah, I didn't give a damn about any of them. I'm an asshole. I'm Nick Fury. Suck my dick. And he's like, I'm not going to suck your dick. I'm going to punch it. And it turns out, it's actually Loki, pretending to be Nick Fury, and, did they kill him? I think they killed him. Either way. And then Loki took over Earth. Kind of, bit of a cliffhanger ending. But they kind of loved to end episodes on a cliffhanger. Episode 3 was... Fuck. Well, I just went over episode 3. Episode 4. Now, this one is hailed as the best episode in the series. It's what if Doctor Strange lost his heart instead of his hands? Not his literal heart, his metaphorical heart, Christine Palmer. I think that's her last name. That's a what if in itself, because the first MCU movie I saw in theaters was Doctor Strange back in 2016. That's when little old Daniel got chucked into the world of Marvel. He was an asshole to Christine. I didn't think they were in love. I thought it was kind of a fling, but it was something that Strange was using for validation. Not that he genuinely, really, really cared about her. He still kind of did, but Stephen Strange was more of just using her as a side piece for validation, and have someone basically just be there, for companionship for him, because he was an asshole. But in this one, they're like fucking almost engaged. And like, okay, it's a what if of a what if already, but continue. And then what killed it for me, what absolutely killed it for me, was the fact that the time travel in the MCU, it's a bit of a problem. The rules are very vague, very basic, and they're doing it because if they keep the rules for time travel very vague and basic, they can bring back whatever fucking character they want. It's a genius business decision to keep the rules of time travel very, very vague. But then the Ancient One shows up, and yeah, you actually can, split a timeline with you and the other version of yourself, and then you can fight, and then the other guy can, absorb you. Oh, boy. Time travel just doesn't make sense in MCU movies. That's a problem, because they gotta figure out how it works before a lot of people are like, so how does it work? Can you cross your own stream? Because apparently Christine's death was a fixed point in time in this universe. What else was a fixed point in time? Why was it a fixed point in time? Well, no, it was explained why it was a fixed point in time, because it needed to happen for Doctor Strange to go to Kamar-Taj, I almost tripped, to beat Dormammu to become the Sorcerer Supreme. I need to stop because I'm running out of footage. But alright, I got sidetracked. The point of the episode is Doctor Strange loses Christine. He really loved Christine in this universe. Christine was his everything. So he goes to Kamar-Taj, becomes the Sorcerer Supreme, and on the anniversary of, defeats Dormammu. Doctor Strange happened how it normally did, but also don't understand exactly, how, because he'd be trying to master the mystic arts to bring her back, but he can't bring her back, so what's the point? Is he still going to do it anyways? Because is this Doctor Strange a nice guy, or is he an asshole? Because he was a douchebag in Doctor Strange 2016. So, again, once you start really questioning it and thinking about it, it becomes a little bit like, what? This doesn't make sense. So, anyways, continuing on with this whole ordeal. So he goes and he's like, you know what? I am the Sorcerer Supreme. I have the times. I have an Infinity Stone just like right here. I have a necklace. I'm gonna go back and save Christine. I should be able to. And he kind of drives himself mad, and goes to this. And he goes to the Temple of Plot Convenience, where Plot Convenient Man discovered how to fix a fixed point in time, but also didn't. But you have to eat a lot of people. In short, you have to eat a lot of people to time travel. Well, not time travel, to fix a fixed point in time. So the Ancient One, like, hey, this is bad. You can't be doing this. Splits Doctor Strange in two, not like actually, but splits his personality because he becomes evil, and how he becomes evil is because emo. He wears eyeliner and is pale and has a purple cloak instead of a red one. Okay. It's the best episode. I swear. I didn't like it because then you've got good Doctor Strange is gonna go fight bad Doctor Strange, and good Doctor Strange literal plot armor breaks, and a bad Doctor Strange swallows him up and becomes a tentacle monster. Marvel really has a thing with tentacle monsters. And then his universe actually starts to implode on itself because he broke a fixed point in time. And he sees the Watcher, and the Watcher's like, no, you did this. You gotta consequent. Yeah, I'm gonna go now. Okay, bye. See ya. And he's like, oh no! And the episode ends with Doctor Strange being trapped or eaten by this black hole. And it's a pretty dark ending. It's like, holy shit! Wow, they actually did that. And then, Marvel movies are known for being a little too cheery for my taste. Like I like the comical and whatnot, but at the same time, it's like, all right, you add some stakes, add some darker moments into them to kind of counterbalance the wisecracking. Speaking of wisecracking, episode 5, What If Zombies? I'm pretty sure that's episode 5. If it's not, I don't care. I'm making a video because I can make a video. It sucked. Episode 5, What If Zombies, was the worst in the entire fucking series. Oh my god. 0 out of 10, easily. They couldn't decide what they're doing. Were they doing a zombie comedy? Were they doing a dark zombie movie? I mean, you have superhero zombies. The world is fucked. It is fucked. Bent over backwards and just completely decimated. But fucking everyone's making jokes. You've got fucking... Alright, so premise. Infinity War is it's about to happen, right? When they go back and bring Wasp's mom back from the quantum realm, right? She's a zombie. It's a quantum virus. Okay. She brings it back and infects Hank Pym. The Avengers show up to stop the zombie outbreak. And understandably, Steve gets taken out. Hank Pym shrinks and goes and, bites his neck. I don't understand how Iron Man got turned. Because, nanotech. And also, so you're telling me everything happened with Ant-Man to keep his timeline the same, right? To keep, hope for wanting to get Janet back, right? But the Avengers were still together? Like, did the Civil War not happen? Did they come out of retirement to fix the problem? Very ill-explained. So, yeah, all the Avengers turn except for a few. So, the remaining survivors, you've got Sharon Carter, the one that Steve's niece that he kissed. You've got Wong was a zombie. Peter Parker. You've got Happy. You've got Bucky. You've got Wasp. I think I'm forgetting somebody else. But either way, those are our main cast of survivors, and they're gonna go over to this one camp to try to find. I think it gives a signal or something. I don't know, but they're gonna go to the camp where they had Zola, Arnim Zola, I think, in Winter Soldier. And the zombies aren't going in there. But we're going to get to that because the tone of this episode is so bad. It's so bad. It's like, you've got these really dark moments where, fucking Happy, they give Happy, the prototype Iron Man glove that he used in Civil War, The one that was like the watch. And every time he uses it, he goes blam, 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 And Happy gets turned, understandable. Oh, they also fucking had... So, they had Peter Parker as a comic relief character. And it makes sense, because he explains in the episode that he uses the jokes as, a coping mechanism, which is fine for Peter Parker. That's in his character. He quips for during fights. It works with Peter Parker. The jokes don't always land. A majority of them are not funny. And a lot of them are done at inappropriate times. But it makes sense. But then you have comic relief Russian man from fucking Ant-Man as another comedic relief and Happy. And it's like, how many people can handle darker material? Even kids can handle darker material. You don't need jokes every 5 seconds to counterbalance a dark tone. Because also, if you read the original comic, it was really fucking dark. Peter Parker knew he was a zombie, and he knew Aunt May and MJ were people, and he knew he still had the feelings he had for them, and he still loved them, but he could not stop himself from eating them, and it was a really, really dark and emotional moment. But in this one, you've got, fine, because it's a scene. They go to Grand Central Station, and you know what they do? They fucking split up! These are Earth's mightiest heroes, the strongest minds. And then we're gonna go split for the zombie movie. Oh boy, I'll be right back. I hope I don't get die. Uh-oh, I'm dead now. I hated it! It was so bad. This is really the only reason I wanted to make this video, was to get the zombies, because, oh my god, it just frustrates me. From a thematics perspective, to storyline, not to mention the fucking cliffhanger ending, which we will get to, but I'm also forgetting to go over what happened at the beginning of this episode. This video is all over the place. This isn't really just a rant about What If. It's a rant, alright? This isn't like a video essay. It's just me ranting in my room, with my hair going everywhere, because I haven't bought hairspray yet for the style I'm going for. But anyway, so the episode starts with Bruce Banner being sent to New York, and the Earth he arrives to is, destroyed. He's like, oh no, am I too late? Did Thanos get here? And, oh yeah, because also Bruce Banner, I forgot Bruce Banner was here, and he's also comic relief! You've got 4 comic relief characters! 4! Jesus Christ! How many characters need to be cracking? Oh, and technically Wasp can, because she's making jokes! We'll get to that, but okay. You can tell I really like this episode. So, he arrives, and Ebony Maw and Cole Obsidian are sent to New York to go get the Time Stone, right? Same thing happened in Infinity War. And here's the thing. Zombie Iron Man, Zombie Doctor Strange, and Zombie Wong show up, and they turn Cole Obsidian and Ebony Maw into zombies. And these are pretty strong zombies right here. Zombie Doctor Strange and Wong still have their sling rings, so they can still do the whole, and, create these portals and shit. So how's Bruce Banner, especially when Hulk won't come out, gonna be able to, take them down? Oh yeah, no, Wasp is just gonna come in with a bunch of ants and they're gonna eat them. Alright, well, do the ants become zombies? Because it's made it clear that the virus is spread through, the fucking bodily fluids. It doesn't matter. We're just gonna have a giant ant eat Zombie Iron Man's head, and it's gonna be funny. A knee slapper. Slap that knee, because this shit is funny! I'm spitting everywhere. I hate this episode. I don't even know why I'm getting so worked up over it. But, then we have this video that Peter Parker made, which, alright, I get he uses humor to cope. It makes sense with this character. But making a whole video, who are you showing the video to? I'm pretty sure the internet's down. I mean, it's gotta be. There's no one really there to keep it up. These are the last known survivors of the zombie apocalypse here, so why the fuck create an introduction video that had... It sucked. It was bad. So they have a whole video and whatnot. Okay, whatever. The jokes keep rolling. The mood keeps changing from, oh, I should make a noose because nothing's ever going to get better. Or, ha ha, you're a zombie and I'm going to kick you in the balls. That didn't happen, but, so they go to Grand Central Station. I don't remember how to pronounce her name. The leader of the Dora Milaje, the one, the bald one, with all bald. T'Challa's right hand lady. Well, so she fucking does the thing, right? It's still recording? Okay, it's still recording. Didn't that already happen? Okay, no, I'm pardon me. So they go to Grand Central Station because they're going to go to Camp Lehigh to go get to the camp because there's like a transmission or something. I don't know. So they go to Grand Central Station and they split up, and Happy turns, and they kill Happy, and like, sorry Happy, and she turns the thing and blam. I'm like, okay, it's a bittersweet, but like also like why? So Cloak of Levitation shows up and it saves Peter from getting bit, and they slingshot the subway because of gas or something. I don't know, but they slingshot it and they go. And, oh yeah, but also when they separate, fucking Zombie Falcon shows up, and in one of the more surprising moments, the Dora Milaje leader, right? She literally cuts him in half vertically with her spear. Now, this is one of Bucky's friends, right? You know, not all the chemistry is there from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, but they were on the same team for the Civil War. They were still friends, right? And she's like, I'm sorry about your friend. And Bucky's like, you know what? I should be sad, but I'm not. Comedy, everybody. It's so hilarious. You were laughing, right? You laughed at the joke he made. You laugh. You can laugh now. Laugh. It was funny. Okay, you got the laughing out of your system. So they go to, they get on the subway, and Zombie Captain America shows up. And a pretty cool fight scene between Bucky and Zombie Cap, right? They show up. At some point, Sharon gets bit, and she turns after Bucky cuts Captain America in two. And then another fucking wisecrack! Oh boy! He cuts Zombie Captain America in half with his own shield, and he's like, I guess this is end of the line, buddy. Like, So they got to the camp, right? And for some reason, all the zombies aren't going into the camp. Oh no! Also, so fucking Wasp flies into Zombie Sharon's mouth when she turns in the train and gets big. Does if Thanos went up with Thanos and went up Thanos' butt and expanded that way. And the first thing she does after killing one of her turned closest friends from the zombie apocalypse, one of the last known survivors of mankind. Guys, I got Sharon all over me. Are you fucking serious? What is it with the jokes? I have no words. I have no words for this episode. It's so fucking garbage. So they get to the camp, right? And it turns out the zombie. Right there. Okay. There's more. There's more. So Zombie Hope got bit by Sharon when she went in her mouth or cut her suit or something. So that happened, and then she self-sacrifices in a moment that's actually a pretty consistently toned moment. It's pretty touching. She gets big and carries all the people and drops them into the camp, and then she falls and gets turned into zombie. And one of the last things she asks Peter to do is smile for her. And it's genuinely very sad. And I was waiting for Peter to make some kind of fucking joke, or like somebody to make a joke, like, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. But no, they didn't, which was fantastic, which was great. It was, if only the rest of the episode had carried the same weight. So they get in there, it turns out, hey, Vision's alive. That makes sense. Vision's a cyborg. Not a cyborg, he's an android, no human in him. Why would the zombies want that, But apparently the zombies don't like the frequency the Mind Stone gives off, which is interesting. And also, guess what? We get another comic relief character in the form of Ant-Man's head. They were managed to save Ant-Man's head, and the cloak kind of gives him a body. So they go and explore the camp, right? And it turns out T'Challa's there. But he's missing a leg, and he's like, no, you guys gotta go, this is the trap, you gotta leave. And I'm like, okay, this is interesting, what the fuck how is it a trap? T'Challa, are you okay? First of all, why is your leg missing? Turns out, fucking Vision is kidnapping people and feeding them to zombie Scarlet Witch, which was something I didn't even see coming, which was genuinely really fucking, like, holy shit. Now, I think that Scarlet Witch is the strongest Avenger out of everybody there currently, even Thor. She has not fully realized her potential yet, and she is a fucking loose cannon that is, I think she's the strongest. So a zombie Scarlet Witch is gonna be fucking terrifying to go up against. There's also the problem with T'Challa in this one. Is like, alright, so in the T'Challa episode, he can talk Thanos out of being a genocidal maniac with the powers of God. But he can't talk Vision, who is already a pretty nice kind of android person, you know? Pretty understanding. Can't talk Vision out of kidnapping people and feeding them to his zombie girlfriend. But whatever. So, Scarlet Witch breaks out of containment, and so Hulk fights. So a lot of shit happens. I think Bucky self-sacrificed for literally no reason. I think the Russian guy died. I'm not entirely sure. Hulk fights Zombie Scarlet Witch, and we don't get to see the rest of that fight. We're like, oh, come on. Zombie Hope catches the Quinjet they're escaping on, but they manage to fly away from it. And then they're going to go to Wakanda to broadcast the Mind Stone's frequency and try to turn everybody back. But oh boy, here comes the cliffhanger. You ready? It's Zombie Thanos with all 5 Infinity Stones, only missing the Mind Stone. How the fuck did he get the Time Stone? He sent Cole Obsidian and Ebony Maw to get the Time Stone from Doctor Strange. Right? They didn't get it. He's waiting on Titan for them. They don't have it. He doesn't have the Time Stone. As far as I remember, Zombie Doctor Strange didn't have the Time Stone. Because if Zombie Doctor Strange had the Time Stone, Bruce Wayne or whatever would have been saved. But not to mention, he has the Soul Stone, which, like... the episode sucked. It was just, how did he get the Time Stone? Why is he in Wakanda? There's no reason for him to be in Wakanda. Infinity War didn't happen. We didn't get the whole movie. He doesn't even know Wakanda exists. Why is he there? It sucked. It was supposed to be a dark episode, and it would just turn out. It was so bad. It was just. I keep saying that so many times, but I hope you kind of get what I'm getting. Like, you get what I'm trying to say here. The tone was imbalanced. It was inconsistent. It was a horrible episode. It was what I was most excited for. I really, really wanted to see it. Out of all the episodes that were going to happen, I was so excited for zombies, because it's one of the most interesting premises, and it was just kind of played off as a shitty zombie movie. But okay. Enough about the zombies. It sucked. We're moving on. Alright, so now we get to a genuinely good episode. You've got Killmonger rescuing Tony Stark in Afghanistan, preventing the creation of Iron Man, literally changing this universe from the ground up. Iron Man isn't there. You ain't got Iron Man. Without Iron Man, you ain't really have half the Avengers. Really cool episode. Michael B. Jordan back as Killmonger was fantastic. Knocked out of the park. Killmonger revealing Obadiah Stane is the one who tried to assassinate Tony Stark in front of a live crowd. It just screams something Killmonger would do. And he just does it so casually. Not like, you tried to kill Tony Stark. Like, yeah, this guy tried to assassinate Tony Stark. Here's all the shit. Here's all the proof. Peace out. I'm going home. It's like, oh my god, this is great. But hey, what's his angle? You know he's here for something. He's not here because he likes Tony Stark. Very clear in Black Panther, Killmonger is definitely not someone who would agree with Tony Stark's ideals. But he's working buddy-buddy with him. He's becoming best friends. He's working with them. He's got something. He's trying to build this Gundam suit, right? Which I love that little thing there. The little callback to why Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger suit kind of looked like the one character from Dragon Ball Z suit he wore once. It's like, oh, that's a cool little callback. I caught that immediately. Like, what? I like it. Looks a little Gundam. What? I like anime. Like, aha! I got that reference. I understood that reference. I made a reference to Captain America understanding a reference. But it was a very good episode. I don't really have many qualms about it, except the ending. One of my favorite lines out of the entire What If series was, so he rescues Tony Stark and he's like building these Gundam suits, right? But they need vibranium to make them work. So he goes to Ulysses Claw to get the... not Bucky. Bucky? What? Bucky isn't even in this episode. So he sends Rhodey, because Stark Industries doesn't want to be seen dealing with the Black Market arms dealer. But the United States military, go ahead. We've done worse. We've done much worse than that. What's another dealing with the Black Arms dealer? So, They go, but surprise, surprise, T'Challa's there to go and arrest Claw. Killmonger shows up and uses the supersonic device to kill Rhodey, to kill Black Panther, to kill Ulysses Claw, and get all the vibranium. So, then he frames it as the Wakandans killing United States soldiers. He's setting up a fucking war between Wakanda and the United States. Holy shit, this guy's playing 4D chess! But Tony finds out because of Jarvis. And they get in a little scuffle where Tony releases a Gundam suit and kind of goes on a monologue while Killmonger's getting his ass kicked till he finally kicks the suit's ass and fucking stabs Tony with a spear. Right? So, one of the coldest lines is the different. He says after he stabs Tony, he says the difference between you and me. But I think he kills him then, and then he finishes the line. Which I hate when they do that in movies because it's like, you know, I'm cool, or like, you know, fucking cold line. You know, the one that you've been writing for this character for years. Says the first part, kills the person, then says the other part. What's the point in that? It's like the person that you hear is dead. You're just talking to the audience now. But anyways, it says to Tony as he's dying, the difference between me and you is you can't see the difference between me and you. Which is like, holy shit. So then he defects to Wakanda, right? The U.S. government takes these Gundams, these suits. They're not full Gundam suits. They're a little bit taller than the average person. Like, they're about up to here. You know, they're pretty tall. But the Wakandans fight these Gundam suits, and Wakanda wins, and Killmonger becomes Black Panther and is ruling Wakanda next to his dad, I think. Or does he kill him? I don't know. Either way, something happens. Well, so it ends with Shuri coming to Pepper, right, and be like, yeah, no, you know he killed him, I know he killed him, let's go get this asshole. Episode ends on a cliffhanger. So the next episode's got a pretty high standard to live up to. You've simply put the bar and put it from all the way down on the floor to back up here. You can do pull-ups on this bar now. It's no longer something you got to step over. You got to reach this bar. So what do they respond with? Party Thor. And I'm out of time because it's already 45 minutes and I do not have time to continue this video. I have shit I got to do. But I will be posting a part 2 sometime, where I cover the last few episodes. This is mainly just for me to rant about zombies because I hated zombies so much. But no, I do want to give my final thoughts on the last 3 episodes. Party Thor, What If Ultron 1, which is personally my favorite episode, and then the season finale. But yeah, I'm not dead. I live streamed a little bit ago actually on my Twitch for a little bit. I have to go in adult now, which sucks. Yeah, I remember being able to play Minecraft for like 4 hours a day. Not 4 hours, like 12 hours a day. And I'm lucky if I can get a half hour in. But yeah, this was a fun video to make. I haven't done a video like this ever. I understand if you guys don't even watch the full 45 minutes of this, 43, for however long it is. I've still got 45 minutes left on the timer down there of shit I can put in here. But yeah, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in another 8 months, another 8 to 9 months, somewhere in there. Yeah, cool beans. If you like the video, you're gonna like it. Dislike it if you don't. So yeah, peace out.